Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, What the Beck. Today I will just be doing a real-time Zentangle drawing and rambling over top of it. So this audio is not live, I'm recording it after the fact, but I figured I have all this extra time, on the weekend anyway, we'll get into that. I figured I'll take a minute to just calm down, make a Zentangle, relax a little bit. So I figured putting it in real time might be more relaxing than speeding it up. I know it's pretty satisfying to watch sped up drawing, but I hope this encourages you to take your time, draw something, chill out a little bit. My cat is making noise climbing her tree. She doesn't make a cameo in this video, but probably in other videos I'll be making. So yeah, I'm gonna just be rambling a little bit. I don't have anything specific that I want to talk about besides just the whole situation and how I'm dealing with it. But I will try to think of things as I go, I guess. So first of all, I just want to mention, I did think I was going to have a lot of extra time to make videos and do fun things and creative stuff, but it turns out that being a student during this is really, really difficult, and when I was going to classes at the actual school campus, I would have all this extra time where I was sitting around and I was like, I wish I was at home so that I could be doing chores or playing with my cat or cooking something for dinner instead of having mac and cheese for the third time in a row. So yeah, I was having all this extra time at school, and when they said we're doing online school, I thought, great, I'll have all this extra time, but it actually hasn't turned out to be that way. So I'm currently taking 5 courses and an internship. So I have a lot going on. And while I used to be able to convince myself to work on projects or homework that I wasn't super into or motivated by, it was mostly because I was like, well, I'm at school, what else can I do? If I wait to do it at home, then I won't have any time to do fun or relaxing things. So that's how I would get myself to do things. But now I'm at home and I have all of my interests in my room, and even though I have been working on coursework in the kitchen to try to distance the work from my home, which is kind of like my bedroom, it's very difficult to focus on anything. And I know this is true for everyone, but I have ADHD, which is basically it's very hard for me to focus on things, especially if I'm not interested in them, because even for things that I'm interested in, sometimes it can be hard to focus. But there's this thing called hyperfocus, where if I'm really into something, then I can do it for literally hours. I'll forget to eat, I'll forget to drink, I'll put off going to the bathroom just because I'm so into whatever I'm doing. And so it would be great if I could hyper-focus on my work and get it all done all at once. But I find it really, really hard to get everything done. And I was trying to stay on the same schedule pretty much as I was at school. So anytime that I would have had a class, if it's a live Zoom or video broadcast, I will attend it live. If it's one that's a recording that we have to watch, I watch it at the time we would have had class. And then any time that I would have been at work, which at my job, you are allowed to do your homework when you don't have an appointment. I'm a writing tutor. That's when I would do my homework because I would usually be doing that. So I'm usually trying to do my homework in the middle of the day, more like 1 to 3 p.m. And then I have to set aside 2 hours every weekday for my internship work. Because we have an hour requirement, and I was getting a little behind, so I have 2 hours every day that I schedule for myself, that way I get enough hours. But, I don't know, it's just so so difficult to get anything done. And I was watching all these videos about how to be productive at home, and they say to make your own workspace. I do that. I work in the kitchen, not in my room, because my room is for relaxing. And they say to change your clothes every day, keep up with your hygiene. I've been doing that, which I actually found a lot easier since being home, is like making sure that I take a shower every day and clean up my room at the end of every day, stuff like that. But it's just like, I feel like nothing really works. And I feel like when those videos tell me, remember to take breaks, I feel like I'm not allowed to, because I know that once I take a break, I'll see something that I need to get done. Like, I'll see that I need to put my laundry away, or I'll see that I need to empty the litter box, or I'll see that I could be helping my roommate make a fursuit, which is way more interesting than writing notes for a PowerPoint that I didn't even get to watch someone present, you know? So yeah, I haven't been doing the best, but we as in I and some other students, we've been talking to our professors and seeing what we can have done to just lighten our workload. I know the one professor, I was trying to give him a bit of positive reinforcement. He basically halved our workload since we were at home, and I sent him this email that was just in all caps, like, thank you. I didn't know how I was going to complete all that work at home. Because it is very different. It's hard to like get yourself into the space where you're going to work and you're going to get things done. And when there's someone popping out of their room every couple minutes, or the dog needs to go for a walk and people are moving around, it's just really difficult to focus. But I think that's enough talk about school, online school. I guess what I can talk about next is the Chinese conference calls that I was in. So this was Tuesday and Thursday mornings for about 4 or 5 weeks, I think. I wasn't able to go to all of them, but I was able to do about 3 weeks worth of the meetings. So basically, at 8:30 a.m. for me in the Eastern time zone, and I think it was 8:30 or 9:30 at night in China, they would connect a group of freshman Chinese students who were majoring in English to some of the people at my college. So there were faculty, like professors, the writing center director, who's my boss, was one of the people in those calls. I was one of them. I think there was another chance for writing tutors to be in them, but they kind of dropped off, and I think I was the only one that was there for every like possible meeting with them. And I thought that was really fun and interesting. The way that the homework assignments worked for the Chinese students was they were basically learning conversational English. So they already had a lot of English education, because I'm pretty sure they learn English throughout their whole like schooling track. So it wasn't like they didn't know English. They were learning like more vocabulary and casual type of speaking, rather than like professional or like, I don't know. But basically, I had a lot of fun with those, because it was just very interesting, because I was put in this sort of like pseudo authority position where I was the English speaker in my group, and I had to facilitate things. I had to call on people to talk, and think of follow-up questions on the fly. And it was just a really cool experience. And I actually have kept in touch with a couple of the students from that. So this past Thursday was the final day of the course. So they're not going to be having scheduled calls with us anymore, although I do think we could just have a Zoom call whenever we wanted. But basically they have been emailing me and asking me about like movies I like, stuff like that. It's just really fun, and I like talking to them and seeing not only where we're different, but where we're the same. And I really thought it was funny that every time I would talk to a new group of students, they would say, you should come visit China. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to visit China at some point. Well, I guess we're at the end of the drawing. Let me know what you did while watching this, or if you just like chilled out. Leave me a comment telling me how you've been coping, and hopefully we can have a little conversation and give each other tips for how to cope with this weird time. But until my next video, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!